All right, your last multi-view. Um, Go ahead and set your drawing up, find your starting point, and then pause to get caught up to this point. If you can't read the dimensions very well on this one, you're 3 1/4 tall, 4 inches wide overall, and then these are labeled 1 inch TYP, which means typical, which means this feature is the same as this feature, is the same as this feature, is the same as this feature. They're all 1 inch by 1 inch cutouts. So you will have to do the math to figure this dimension and this dimension. So this one would be 3 1/4 minus 1 minus 1, and this width would be 4 overall minus 1 minus 1 to get the bottom and the top. So go ahead and do all that. When you get to this point, you can resume the video. Okay, obviously by now you realize that the starting point's usually the same, but hopefully you still do know how to use that formula. This hasn't happened yet. Our starting point will actually be an invisible point on the drawing. So our starting point does not equal this. Starting point is where these two would come and corner up down here. So, and our scale is still 1:1. So from my starting point, I actually have to count over 1 to get to there, and up 1 to get to there. And then I draw this in from that. So that's what I'm going to do. So there's actually no line on your starting point. You got to count over and up before you start drafting the shape. So I'm 1 by 1. And then after I've got that, I'm going to go ahead and just erase the starting point. Okay, now I need to draw this and this, and I have to do math to get both of them. My height here is 3 1/4 minus 1 minus 1 more. So I'm actually 1 1/4 is what this distance is. So I'll go from here up 1 1/4. Bring that down, and then this was 1 inch typical, so that's going to be the same. So I'm going to come over 1 inch, draw that in, and then this height here, that's 1 inch typical, so that means that's also 1 inch. I'm going to count up to the next fourth, 1 full unit, draw that in, and then I need to do the math to get this. So I'm 4 wide overall, minus 1 more. So obviously that's going to be 2 inches. So 2 units on my graph paper, top and bottom. So I'll count 1, 2, bring that across. Same on top. And then the whole shape is symmetrical, so I can use those same numbers to finish out the drawing. So I'm going to come down to here, up to here, and then I'm going to be 1 inch wide, so here and there. And then I'm just going to ruler it out from there. And then just take your eraser, touch up your corners and misses and squiggly lines. Okay. And then when we count up 8 to our top view, we start counting from right here. Not here, we start counting from here. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Top view. view is going to look like this. Top view and front view always have to be common width. So front view is 4 wide. So top view will be 4 wide. And it's going to look just like that. So I just show the overall dimension and then these two lines where they would come up from the front view. So starting from here, I'm going to go up 1.5 for my depth. 1.5. 4 wide because it's got to be the same width as front view. 1, 2, 3, 4. Same on top. And finish that out. And then I've got kind of the overall shape. All I need to do now is show these two features, and then I know where they are because I already located them on the front view. So I'm just going to bring them up. A few of you are still drawn in the whole line. You only show the line on the top view. Okay, don't take that line all the way down, just on the top view. So that should look just like your top view. Perfect. Same width, and these lines line up with these lines. Now I count over to the right for my side view. Okay, and I'm going to start counting from here, not here, because that's where the imaginary space of the shape goes to. It's here. So I'm going to count over 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here's my side view. This is going to be a rectangle with a line and a line. And it's got to be same height as front view. So I'm going to be 3 1/4 wide. Should line up with where that would come over. 1, 2, 3 1/4. Okay. And then my depth is still 1.5. Side view and top view always share common depth. So 1.5. Same on top. Make sure your top lines up with your front view. 1.5. Bring that down. Okay, and then you just got to show these two lines, and you already located them on the front view. So it'll just be where those would come over and hit. That should have been 11 over. I just realized that. If you went 8, that's fine. If you caught my mistake and went 11, that's even better. My top to bottom was 8. This was 11. Oh well, if you did 8 or 11, you're fine either way. Hopefully you did caught my mistake and went 11. Bring those over. So there is side view. Double check everything, and should be good to go. Make sure you're taking your time on border and title and all that stuff. Erase these construction lines if they're thicker, if they're as thick as the border line.